my brain just clocked this track. I want to make it clear, this reaction is not, I don't like this. This reaction is, this is weird, and I'm kind of here for it. I mean, it fits the area very well. Dark Hill. Yes, it is. That is a Gliscor. If I could get a Gliscor, that would be awesome. I'm going to just do this real quick. But I'm pretty sure I'm unable to actually get any friends in this particular portion of the game. It would be a little weird if I could. Gliscor? What do you want it to be? Gliscor? Galatiscor? Is that how you pronounce it? Galatiscor? Because that's not right. It's either Gliscor or Gliscor. I will not accept Galatiscor. Gliscor? Like a long I? Gliscor like fly? Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. Like, I get it. Gligar, Gliscor. Like, I understand that. I just, like... Gliscor is fine, too. It also just rolls off the tongue way easier for me than Gliscor. No? You got a problem with it? Never say it like that? I'm gonna say it like that every time now. I'm gonna make a point. Oh look, a Gliscor. That's a Mischievous in the wall. You can't fight that. You literally can't hit it, it's in the wall.
Why isn't it possible? It's just not. Why not, you stupid bastard?
Oh look, another Gliscor. Oh, 2 Gliscor. It's another Gliscor.
Did I get it?
When you say it like that, it sounds like Glisten and Scorpion rather than Glide and Scorpion, so I think it sounds fine. I didn't even think about it like that. That was just how my brain pronounced it the first time I ever saw it, way back when. So it just kind of stuck. It's funny to me that people who say Arcanine, it's actually... oh yeah, because Arcanine. Yeah, and I still say Arcanine.
No, Arcanine!
Raikou is pronounced Raikou, not Raikou. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say Raikou, of course.
Raikou, the Thunder Pokemon.
Oh, thank Christ. That was getting a little scary, actually. We've been climbing for a long time now. Wow, look at that! It was true. The future really is a world of darkness. That cluster of lights, it's beautiful, but those lights, isn't that the stockade? Hey, Xoren, the great Dusknoir saved us more than once. He taught us many things to do. That's why I came to really respect him. But was Dusknoir deceiving us? No. Even after all this, I still can't believe it. You really are in shock. I don't know what to believe anymore. I'm feeling all jumbled up. What should we do now? How far do we have to run? How do we go back to our own world? Everyone at the guilds, I wonder how they're doing. Are they worried about us? Well, at this point in time, they're all dead, so... Wigglytuff, Chatot, Bidoof, and everyone else, I wonder if they're doing... Well, actually, I guess I don't know if they're dead. This could be relatively soon in the future. I miss the guild. I want to see everyone. He's feeling pretty down. It's only natural. I wonder what happened so far. Or, sorry, what's happened so far? It's all so hard to believe. I'm scared, too. But I can't give up now. If we don't keep going, the Sableye will catch us. I've got to do something to cheer him up. But words of support will seem like false comfort. If there was something I can say, something that offers a glimmer of hope, if only there was some hope we could work towards. It could be anything, I just need to think of something. What is it? I mean, I get a feeling that this is a non-choice. What? You want to go after Grovyle? Why? I want to know something. Oh, I see. Grovyle went to our world from here to the first time. Or, excuse me, Grovyle went to our world from here the first time, I think is what that said. So Grovyle should know how to travel to our world. But isn't Grovyle a bad Pokemon? Didn't he come to our world to steal the Time Gears? How could I trust anything he would say? But what about you? Do you trust him? I mean, if I'm honest, no, I don't. But I trust him more than Dusknoir. And you don't know either, do you? But you still insist on catching up to him. And then trust what he says? Well, I hate this idea. Trust a Pokemon like that? Never. That bad Pokemon. Trust that... I don't want to, but maybe we don't have a choice. I don't know why, but Duskmore wants to get rid of us. That means the only other Pokemon here that we know is only Grovyle. We have no other choice. We must pin our hopes on Grovyle. Well then, okay. Let's track him down. Let's meet with Grovyle and ask him how we can return to our world. Let's go after Grovyle. Let's go after Grovyle. Xoren, thank you. You tried to pick me up because I was feeling down, even though you should just be as scared as I am. I'm sorry. Even though I had my closest and most precious friend with me, I worried all alone, and I almost gave up alone, when in fact I'm not alone. I won't give up anymore because you're by my side. I can be brave. I'm gonna be fine now, so let's keep going. Let's get back to our world together. That's actually kind of sweet. Is there another mystery dungeon? Oh my god. They really just throw you into the gauntlet here. Since Grovyle left, it's been one straight shot without any branching paths. So Grovyle should be ahead of us on the same path. Let's go, let's catch up to him.
What's your favorite thing about space?
Hey Bailey, guess what? We have a new way to do astrophysics facts. And another sippy sip. You guys are gonna kill me with water. I don't know how that's possible. Well, I know how that's possible. But so, for those who might not have seen this yet, the way that we do astrophysics facts has changed. I now have this. Well, I've had this, but I've now been given the idea by Oki, who is not here tonight, but is usually there for the daytime streams. He's also my aforementioned friend from Ohio. He saw this on my bookshelf. I showed it to him. This is called Bob. It's the Big Orange Book, or if you want to call it by its real name, it's An Introduction to Modern Astrophysics by Carolyn Ostley. This is kind of the astrophysics Bible. It covers basically introductory of every single subject that you could ask for in astronomy. So Bailey, please pick a number, which will be the page that I turn to, between 1 and, I don't remember what the actual number is, it's somewhere in the 1,200 range. 1 and 1,278. Somewhere between 1 and 1,278. Please pick a number. I will flip to that page, and I will give you a fact about the subject that that page is about. Where's the section on time travel? I mean, there is a section on relativity in here, so... Now, if you consider that, maybe. 221. 221 is the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram. Okay, I think I'll just make my fun fact about the HR diagram. That makes the most sense to me. So, let me actually pull up the HR diagram. So, this is what's called the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram. It plots each individual star on two different axes. One, the temperature of the star, or its color is another way to think about it, and the other is its luminosity. It turns out that if you plot stars like this, you find some very interesting patterns. The main pattern that we usually use this for is what's called the main sequence. That's this big line that goes from the upper left to the bottom right. This is where most of the stars in the universe lie. Effectively, what it tells us is that in general, for most stars, as their surface temperature increases, they get more luminous. Of course, there are some standouts here, right? We can have a yellow star like our sun that is less luminous than a red star like a supergiant. But in general, if we look at a random selection of stars, odds are it'll line up in such a way as you get bluer, you will get more bright. So blue stars are bright, red stars are dim. Of course, this isn't always true. The important thing about this, though, is that it also lets us know about how stars will evolve. Our sun is literally almost exactly the middle of that. Correct. It is true. I had a fact like this a few weeks ago, actually, that was talking about the sun, and my fact was the sun is boring. It's just like right in the middle of everything. It's incredibly average. The cool thing about this is that the HR diagram can teach us a lot about stellar evolution. So if we look at the HR diagram, what we can do is, since we know that most stars end up on the main sequence, we can sort of trace how a star will evolve on this type of diagram based on either where it will end up or where it was before it proceeded beyond main sequence. So a star that's going to end up like our sun would have started as this big red giant and then started collapsing in on itself until it finally formed a sun-like star. right? And we can do the same thing in the other direction too, where we can talk about how a star evolves into, its later stage, what it'll die as, right? So if we study these HR diagrams, we can find out that stars like our sun are going to end up becoming red giants on average. Of course, they're outliers. So we know not only how we can classify these things, and we can give them names that we can easily talk about, right? Like, these are the white dwarfs, these are the main sequence, these are the giants, these are the supergiants. But we know that stars in this part of the main sequence will usually converge onto the giants, and they will expand and get redder until they eventually burn themselves out. So that's my astrophysics fact for you, Bailey, is all about the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram, or the HR diagram. Super duper useful. One of the first things you learn in stellar astronomy. If I was a star, what type would I be? I mean, I'm pretty big, so probably a giant. But then again, I'm not close to the end of my life. I don't know. That would be up to you guys. Do you think that I'm bright? Do you think that I'm dim? Do you think I'm red, blue, big, small? I don't know. I can't really classify myself. But will it affect my 401k? No, it won't. Because 401ks are made up just like every other, economic thing in the world. So is space. Space is made up. Alright, flat earther. If anybody was doing geocentrism in this chat, I would ban them. I've said it and I'll say it again. There are only, 3 ways to get me to instantly hate you. And that is if you tell me that vaccines cause autism, if you tell me that the Earth is flat, or you tell me that climate change isn't real and worsening. If you tell me any one of those 3 things, then I'm going to call you a science denier, and you might complain and say, that's so mean, or that's not true, you just have to see the evidence. And I'll be like, I have a degree, I actually have 2 degrees, you have a degree in Googling, maybe, and I'm telling you the science backs me, not you. So, on all 3 fronts.